Hello, I am Anawoltos, and welcome once again to another episode of Freeciv, which for some reason wasn't centered on the screen there. It should be better now. Anyway, I would like to say that things are going pretty well. So last time we took care of those pesky New Zealanders. We found Norm Kirk hiding away in the countryside, and we burned his villa to the ground. And now we are slowly making our way up to show the Malawians a piece of the action, but probably not the piece that they wanted. Anyway, let us move to another turn. By the way, I am recording from a non-standard location today. In addition to that, there may be a reason that I'll have to stop recording. And if that happens before I think that the video should end, we'll have a double, but don't count on it. Theory of gravity has been discovered. Let's take a look at the tech tree. We are... Whoa! There's been an update. Wow, I guess the devs really decided that tooltips and information is important. And you know what? I think that's a good update. So consider this my review video for the update. From the features that I've seen, look at that. That's very useful to see. And known tech, possible research, current research, unknown tech, research goal. That's pretty good. Honestly, it is. I love it. I love it. That's what I've got to say about that. Anyway, we are now looking at Christchurch. Let's actually take a look to see. Oh my goodness, lots of stuff has happened. Let's take a look at Christchurch real quick here. And in Christchurch, of course, we've got a couple cavalry presence, but what we're going to look at is production. And I don't think we want them to produce a rifleman just after they finished building a rifleman. But since it is a coastal city, I think building a harbor right here would actually be a choice opportunity. And if I remember my upgrade trees correctly, an ironclad actually works pretty well. And we're going to pick one of these cavalrymen and send them all the way up to Cuscowilla, or Cuscowilla, depending on the actual language of the pronunciation. Now, I don't actually know the Seminole language, okay? I live in Florida, so I am marginally familiar with some of the Seminole history, but I am nevertheless unfamiliar with the Seminole language. Let's actually make sure I've got everything. Cuscowilla is building a rifleman currently. I need to take a look. Okay, good. No problem there. And whoa. Don't want to overshoot that. Hamilton is building cavalry and has finished... No, is finished building cavalry. Okay, so now we're looking at Hamilton. That's fine. And the work list isn't empty for Hamilton. Good, Hamilton. Good. I always like to double check on these things because unless I'm going to be doing that that win within an hour challenge, I see no harm in taking a look around wherever possible. Whoa, did he just make it there in one turn? Or no, that's probably a different horse. Elbing has finished building a university and is now building cavalry. Well, Elbing, I think it is about high time you produced a factory. And it seems like people are actually pretty happy here, so it's not going to be a problem. I'm not going to need the temple right away, although, to be honest, it is something to consider. I might also have to consider producing some more engineers for the simple reason that I may eventually have to deal with some serious pollution. and that is not something I want to deal with. Anyway, Tuscarora cavalry is there. So I think I'll wait one more turn and then I'll start moving my troops up to the town. Meanwhile, you, sir, are doing a very good job at upgrading all of this to railroad, bringing it all the way from the front line. Very good job, if I do say so myself. Anyway, Christchurch is building a harbor, and I think that should be enough for this turn. The Choctaws have researched mathematics! Oh dear. Let's actually see. Where does that put them, having researched mathematics? Oh, no. That means they don't have universities, they don't have astronomy, and they don't have metallurgy? Oh boy, what happened, Choctaw? And here's a question I have for someone that knows this. When there's a breakaway country, such as the Choctaw, do they restart at square one, or do they inherit all the tech? It would make sense for them to inherit all the tech. I'm just wondering. I'm not making a suggestion that I think it's a certain way. Okay, Palatka. I think I've actually been there. In real life. Although that might be a different Palatka because it's spelled a bit differently from the one I know about. Okay. I think it's time to make a move. That should have been plenty. Oh, wow, that's a quality unit if I ever saw one. Okay. And he's blocking my path. Okay, I'm going to have to attack him. Okay, so that's one unit that I sacrificed for the battle, but we will move ahead with our plan to eradicate the Super Saiyans. Oops, wrong story. Ugh. You know what? It's cool with me. Most of them are fine, so. I'll just carry him along on the sick wagon. I think it makes sense. You know what? Since I'm carrying around artillery and diplomats and other slow units, I might as well carry around some defensive units so that I can protect my stack without having my heavy hitters have to take a hit each time the enemy decides to counterattack. I think that makes sense, but the real question is, where doesn't it make sense? I think that's the real question here. Okay, and I don't want you to sit out there, so I'm going to tell you to, and of course they're blocking us there as well, but we're going to make it. We are going to make it. Okay, and I'll just have you follow up whenever possible. And you can fortify for now, but it's not really going to do much. Well, yeah, it is actually. I can fortify all the cavalry to protect them against those low energy fake news opposition that wants to remove our Preußen's Gloria, because everybody knows that Johann Gottfried Piefke is the superior military marchwriter to John Philip Sousa. I think that is a fact of life, you know. You can't do anything about it. I like Sousa, but I can't do anything about it. Piefke's just better. Man, don't let your memes be dreams. That's the news today. Oh, look at that. Nelson has gone ahead and they've done it. They've done it, folks. Nelson has produce some cavalry, and they're on their way to getting a bank, and that means money. But you know what I need here. A rifleman to protect my stack. My fat stack. Oh, I could get Alpine troops. They're pretty useful. Excellent defenders. Man, maybe I should get Alpine instead. Maybe that's the call here. Get Alpine instead. Okay, so that's the attack and that's the defense. Actually, I think Alpine's the way to. Well, it's slightly more expensive, but you know what? It pays div. But well, no, but rifleman upgrade. So these are the tough choices you have to make when playing this game. You're thinking, oh, it's really good, but it upgrades. Same thing with Civ 3. When I played Civ 3, I'm always looking at. Actually, no, it's a lot easier choice, which actually is a good thing for this game that it is such a tough choice, because it means that the game has been successful in making these things tough choices. I'm going to send you there, and oh, I need to move you. Okay. Looks like somebody is really intent on keeping us away from that city. And you know what? I don't like that. I don't like your attitude, Monsignor. So I'm going to remove it from the face of the earth. There you go. Happy Christmas to you. And look at that. It seems like the entirety of the Malawian Royal Musketeers, the Musketeers too, because little known fact, Walt Disney is actually from Malawi. Now, of course, back in the days that Walt Disney was from there, it was called Nyasaland. So I'm joking, of course. That's not a real historical fact. That's fake news. But just keeping it real, or rather, keeping it edgy, keeping it unreal. It's not dishonest because I'm actually coming straight out and saying that it's not real. Hopefully this will be enough to take down. Okay, just gotta make sure that. Okay, you won't be able to move there right away, but you'll move there next turn, and you can go there safely. And are you one that just decided to stop in there, or yeah, it's just one that decided to stop in there. No need to mess around with all my allies deciding to garrison their entire task force on in my town. Wait, I didn't know that cavalry could go mountains. Guess that is a big upgrade from earlier units, which means I can actually. Could I build a railroad across the mountain? I think that's something I am willing to try. Anyway, I think it is time to finish a turn here. And let's see if we can push our conquests all the way to... I'm not going to help them build their wonder. No way, Jose. All the way to 2,100 in gold. My goodness. We're rolling in it. Not that I'm purchasing anything, but you know what? I might as well purchase an army, but you never know when things go south or when I really want to boost research for whatever reason. Oh, wait, no. I need to check it out before I check in. Check it out before you check in. So let's take a look here. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Oh boy, looks like ooh, musketeers a bit tougher than usual. Let's see how well cavalry do against musketeers, uh, or mouseketeers in this instance. That's gonna take a while. Anyway, we've got a third level veteran unit moving in for the kill. Let's take a look. Failed against musketeers. Okay, fair enough. Okay, that one's wounded. This one's a third level veteran. And also fail against musketeers is my expectation. Okay, but the third one is going to push through. Okay, you're wounded, you're wounded, you're wounded. You're all wounded there. You're wounded as well. You're not wounded. Good. I'm going to send you down there. Attack. And succeeded against the musketeer. Good. And you're probably either going to succeed or fail against a musketeer. Failed against the musketeer, but the musketeer is probably at the bottom health-wise. And we destroyed the phalanx, and one more good unit to send in. Lucky me. That should take care of our last musketeer. Oh, good! We won! Yes! Victory! And then we'll build a railroad straight across here. And the next point of attack, I'll have to clear out a bit of the enemy units that are hanging around everywhere, because I don't quite like them hanging around my lands. As surprising as it may sound, I I don't like it when the neighbors snoop around. But now that we're properly fighting against musketeers, and we know that Malawi really garrisons their cities with musketeers, it really does make sense to have um, uh, what is to have mobile warfare as my goal. That's what I wanted to say, because that's the next big mobile unit that hits hard. We can get that from mobile warfare, and that's really going to deal a ton of damage, which is really what I need. Either that, or I could get some more artillery up before that. And you just move this turn. You probably also just moved this turn, and you probably haven't moved this turn. We'll send you through. And let's just make sure. Move 0, move 0, move 0. Okay, good. Everyone is squared away today. And we're going to send in the troops to winter in the town, presumably to remain safe. Well, not that it's necessarily a winter, but let's get some nice fortification up. Okay, Cuscahuila has a rifleman. Let's take a look at Cuscahuila. Actually, I'm going to leave him here, and I'm going to move my other unit ahead. So there you go. And you're just going to stay here for safety. Okay. Now I can just send them all up there. I might have to work on getting another engineer so that I can build another railroad across this area. But my other engineers are working on it. They are progressing as time goes by. But the big railroad is on its way. And that's really what matters here today. So there you go. I think that's all I'm really going to be doing this turn. There's nothing else that... ooh, what's Nelson doing? Nelson is building a bank and is finished building cavalry. That's fine. There's nothing else that really needs attention right here. So we just stabbed one more bit into Malawian territory, but it's going. But our supply lines are getting a bit chaotic. So I'm really hoping that building a road across here is going to be helpful. I don't know. I don't think you can build roads on mountains. I'm not seeing anyone else do it. Is anyone else doing it? I didn't do it. If you can't build roads on mountains, you probably can't build railroads on mountains too. Yeah, but I can always rush the bread gap here, as someone can say it. The bread gap. Just cross through here and go. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Just go through here. And look there, there's already a road on this tile. All I have to do is upgrade this one to a railroad, and we can begin moving our way to Kasungu, which is the next logical choice, of course, because there is a road connecting it. Although, looking at it from a distance of our territory, yeah, it does make sense. So I don't know what Malawi's actual capital is. I think in real life it's Lilongwe, but I'm thinking... I actually don't know. It could be... Well, no, that doesn't sound like a... Oh, no, it could be. It could be Blantyre here. I think that's a definite possibility. And my intelligence tells me that it is bigger than Lilongwe, so that is an additional evidence there. It could also be Kasungu, but I don't think it would be, because that would put it a bit close to the Seminoles, and I think that would be too extreme. But for now, we've really made some gains. Let's take a look. We've shored up the border between the Choctaw and the Seminoles, which really has increased the strength of our alliance. It means they don't have to worry as much about protecting these areas, and can actually begin pushing in and gathering intelligence in enemy territory. And eventually we'll be doing that down in the south too, and then we'll just be surrounding their territory. But I think that's actually enough for today. Let's save the game here. There we go. And I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I will be seeing you all next time on Awiltos over and out.